do, YouTube? It's your boy Tony
and your girl KeKe from Tony and KeKe's YouTube. Scratch that.
I ain't scratching it. Keeping that.
No.
Original.
No.
If you're new, if you come from my other channel, man, thank you for coming on here and subscribing. If you're new, please subscribe. It's gonna be a crazy channel. We're gonna do a couple things on here, man.
Our first video.
Can we have it? Can I have my... We about to react to this 10 worst man-made disasters. Cause you know, as humans, we make a lot of damn mistakes, okay?
And it better be a damn good one.
You watched that damn animal video, damn corny.
It was cute.
It was
Those
whack.
animals were cute.
It was whack.
They were not.
It was whack.
They were cute.
There's no easy way of measuring disasters. Death tolls, environmental damage, recovery costs, and more all help quantify great tragedies. Disasters caused by war only further complicate the question, and those have been excluded. With all these factors in mind, we present 10 of the worst man-made disasters in history. The meltdown at the nuclear power facility in Chernobyl, Ukraine in 1986 is possibly the worst man-made disaster in history. It's the world's worst nuclear accident. It's the world's most expensive accident. It left a 30-mile exclusion zone poisoned for the next 20,000 years. While only 31 people were initially killed, thousands more have died from the long-term effects of radiation exposure. Moreover, it caused many disfiguring and debilitating mutations in children. Millions of people were impacted by the disaster.
That is crazy.
That famous London fog wasn't fog at all. Rather, it was smog. London factories expelled so much pollution, it left a grimy residue on everything. On bad days, thick clouds of smog could obscure vision, leaving a brown haze over the city. On the worst days, it killed people. The absolute worst occurrence was the Great Smog in 1952. Reports at the time put the death toll at 4,000, but more recent studies suggest that the number may have been more like 12,000. In 1984, a pesticide plant in Bhopal, India, leaked large quantities of methyl isocyanate gas, as well as other highly toxic chemicals. The gases were heavier than air. Rather than dispersing into the atmosphere, they stayed low to the ground, flooding nearby shanty towns. The official death toll is almost 4,000. However, others have suggested that as many as 8,000 victims died within 2 weeks, and another 8,000 have died since. 170,000 people were treated but survived. In 1626, an explosion at the Wanggongchang gunpowder factory in Beijing killed 20,000 people and damaged a large portion of the city. The blast was heard over 100 miles away, and it flung debris 20 miles. What ignited the explosion has been highly debated. People have suggested meteor strikes, natural gas explosions, earthquakes, tornadoes, underground volcanoes, and more. In 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded. For the next 87 days, the underwater well dumped 212 million gallons of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico. It directly impacted 68,000 square miles of ocean, comparable to the size of Oklahoma. The environmental impact was immense. Millions of pounds of oily material was deposited on beaches. Marine animals died at record rates as they were directly poisoned or their habitat was destroyed. The companies involved have paid tens of billions of dollars in fines, restitution, and cleanup costs to date. At least the Deepwater disaster was accidental. During the Persian Gulf War in 1991, Saddam Hussein deliberately dumped roughly hundreds of millions of gallons of crude oil into the Persian Gulf, covering the 40,000 square miles of water with 5 inches of crude. The leak was meant to keep U.S. forces from landing on Iraq's coast or commandeering the oil for themselves. In addition, Iraqi forces set fire to about 700 oil wells in Kuwait. The fires took more than 6 months to extinguish. The freshwater Aral Sea was once the 4th largest lake in the world. Today, it is 10% of its former size. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union redirected the 2 rivers feeding the sea into the desert in an attempt to create more farmland. Not only did this destroy the sea, but it wasn't even particularly effective, as somewhere between 30% and 75% of the water escaped the irrigation system through evaporation and leakage. Agricultural runoff polluted the sea, and evaporation caused salt content to increase. Desert has taken much of the land that was once the Aral Sea. The sand is also polluted, which people and animals breathe when the wind makes it airborne. The Prestige oil tanker began leaking fuel oil after a storm in 2002. Fearing for their safety and needing to address the damage, the crew searched for a port. Spanish, Portuguese, and French authorities all turned them away. 6 days after the storm, the ship split into 2, gushing oil. After sinking, it continued to leak. In total, about 20 million gallons were spilled. The wreck continues to leak at a slower rate, and the hull is degrading. In ancient Rome, every major city had an amphitheater. In the city of Fidense, as the stadium filled to capacity for gladiatorial games, after the ban had been recently lifted, the stadium collapsed. One ancient source puts the fatalities at 20,000, another claimed 50,000 dead and wounded. Even with granting some of the pretty wide margins, it's the worst stadium disaster in history.
Obviously.
The Sitaram River in Indonesia is arguably the world's most polluted river,
that joint's polluted.
bearing high levels of mercury, arsenic, and other
Look at that Sprite
toxins.
bottle.
Lead levels can be as much as
Somebody got the drink
1,000 times greater than EPA standards. The sources are thousands of the factories which dump toxic waste into the water. In addition, the surface of the water is completely obscured by floating domestic waste such as plastic items and packaging
Jesus
material.
Christ.
5 million people live in the river basin,
Oh my God.
and another 25 million are dependent on the river in some way, using it for drinking, bathing,
I know,
or
But people still
agriculture.
polluting it?
Oh no, buddy. All right, that's it. That's it.
That is unsanitary.
That's it for that video, man. God, the people, man, we gotta start doing better, man. I will never throw another McDonald's cup out the window again.
When did you ever?
I'm just saying, I did it before in my life. I threw You like you never threw trash out the window.
I haven't.
You never ever threw trash out the window.
Nope.
Not a piece of gum wrapper or nothing.
No.
No gum wrapper or
No,
nothing.
when I came down here, I used to tell you to stop doing it.
You gotta put me out there in front of YouTube. You gotta throw me out there in front of YouTube like that. I told you I quit. Give me a chance, okay?
Yeah, because I made you.
But think about it. If a bird get that in his neck, he's dead. I got it.
That ain't even the worst of it, though. All that oil that went into the rivers and stuff like that.
Damn,
And
man.
killed them fish and all that other stuff.
Blackfish.
And it was supposedly an accident.
It was an accident.
How?
I was there.
How was it an accident?
I seen
Please
it.
tell me how it was an accident. That cannot be no accident.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway,
I know people are smarter than that.
we are. We
Yes.
should. We just don't give a damn about the environment. That's all it is.
And then when they start going to jail, I bet you they give a damn then.
They don't go to jail. They rich, baby.
They need to.
Rich oil company people don't go to jail.
They
okay?
need to.
They got money.
They need to.
Money talk.
All right.
Thank y'all for watching the video. Hit the subscribe button.
Investigate their ass and put their ass in jail.
Anything else?
No.